Hello and welcome to Women Business Initiative International Member Interview Series. I'm Ugne Marchiono, a creative growth strategist at Aim to Wow, and I'm here with Nancy.
I'm Nancy Mayer. I'm a voice teacher for singers and speakers, and we are interviewing members of our community to show what impact they bring to their clients. We hope you enjoy it. Welcome everyone to today's WBII short interview with one of our members, Jane Pocock. She has a business called Write It Right. Welcome, Jane. We're happy to have you.
Thank you, Nancy. Thanks, Sugna.
Could you start us off with just a short introduction, who you are and what your business is?
Sure, yeah, thank you very much. Well, as Nancy said, my business is called Write It Right. And to be honest, the clue is in the name. It's what I do. I help you write it right in English. I'm an English editor. I work mainly with academics, so academics with research proposals, writing articles for publication, research reports, such like their websites maybe. So that's my main focus. I also work a lot with small businesses, again, helping them with their websites, with leaflets, folders, anything basically that they want to publish. And what I basically do is I look at their text and I work with them to improve it and to make it the best it can be. And what is very important for me is that I keep their voice so I don't sort of rewrite it so it's absolutely perfect the way I would write it. No, it's their voice. So sometimes there may be sort of things that I wouldn't say in that way, but they're fine and they fit in with that business or that academic. So I stick to them. So that's my main business. I also do some Dutch to English translation. Limited, I tend to stick to smaller projects. I'm not a qualified translator, but I've got a lot of experience. And that again is generally business people. I certainly wouldn't want to start translating academic texts or medical texts or anything like that. But in a nutshell, that's what I do.
Right. We love it. It's in the name, as you said, Write It Right, right?
Exactly.
Could you add on this maybe by telling us what impact you give to your clients, by telling us maybe a short story of one client that you helped and liked working with?
Yeah, sure. It's always quite difficult to say what impact you have. I mean, as an editor, you're anyway right at the end of the line of the work that they're doing. And of course, it's difficult to know how much of the result that they get is because the English is improved or the text has been improved, and just because what they're selling or writing about or discussing is good anyway. So it's a little bit difficult. But I do have one particular client or a group of clients. I work for a university sometimes, where and for that university, I edit research proposals, so big EU grant proposals. And one of the first ones I did was a very interesting piece of research about, it was in the COVID era, so it was to do with COVID and how it affects people and this sort of stuff. Very interesting research. And I heard, well, it must have been a year later, I got a very nice email from this client saying, well, thank you very much for your contribution. And I'm glad to say that I got the grant and I'm now going to start doing this research. And we're talking big money here. I mean, this is like thousands of euros to conduct this research. So that's really nice to hear because, as I said, I'm all generally at the end of the line. I don't always hear back from people, apart from thank you very much. But this was really, yes, part of the reason I got this grant is because of the language editing. So that was nice.
Oh, that's great. That's a shout out to the clients of entrepreneurs in general. We love it when you come back with the feedback.
Definitely.
It's nice to know it.
Yeah. It's nice to know that you've sort of, that they appreciate your work and that you've made a difference.
Great.
Absolutely. Beautiful. That's a great impact, I would say.
Yes. Do we have a surprise question for our guest today, Nancy?
We do. We have a surprise question. Today's question to Jane is, do you have a dream or a fantasy for your business, or have you already started making that happen?
Yeah, a dream or a fantasy. Well, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I'm 61, so I'm not I'm not on the upslope. Let's put it that way. But having said that, I mean, my business, I really enjoy what I do. I really enjoy working with people and helping them sort of craft their text and what they've written, what they've got in their head, and making it the best it can possibly be. I really enjoy doing that. I combine that, my business, with a salaried job, which is great, which I also enjoy, also in the same type of field of editing. What I would really like, and again, with my age at the back of my mind, is to, at some point, to stop that, so to retire, basically, not this year or next year, but at some point, and then to continue with my business and do a lot more traveling. I really like going to, well, all sorts of places. I traveled a lot when I was young, before I had kids, and then when the kids got old enough, we traveled with the kids. And I've always really enjoyed sort of meeting different people, seeing different places, practicing my very bad school French and my even worse Spanish that I learned when I was traveling years ago. So I would like to do more of that. And I would like to combine that with my business. And it's easy to do because everything I do is online. I mean, I very rarely have face-to-face meetings with people, sometimes, but very rarely. And it's just a nice, because I enjoy doing it so much, I wouldn't want to sort of say, well, okay, I'm 65 or 67, whatever it is, I've got to stop. So that would be my dream, let's say.
And are you already making this happen?
I do sometimes do a bit of work when I'm on holiday. But I think it's different when you're on holiday to when you're traveling. By traveling, I mean going away for 2 months, going from place to place, and then it's easier. You know, I mean, I did a little bit last year, and then it's like you're in a campsite somewhere in rural France, and I was running around with my laptop trying to find a decent Wi-Fi. Not ideal, not ideal. So I have done it, and I do a bit of it. But it's also a holiday, and I want to have a holiday. You know, I don't want to spend all my time working. But I mean, one of the good things, one of the advantages for me, or one of the good points I have, let's say, is that I'm a very early riser. So I'm up by 7 o'clock. On holidays, let's go wild and make it 8 o'clock. But I'm up, and when I'm awake, I wake up and I'm awake. I'm not one of these people that needs half an hour to sort of, you know, rub their eyes and get into the zone. I'm awake. So that's when I do a lot of my editing. I wake up, I can do an hour, and I've done an hour, had a swim before my husband even opens his eyes. So I've already done a bit before the day starts, which is great.
It's great. It's amazing to hear the passion about this traveling. You can see the face lighting up. I, for one, would be interested of reading a blog of that. I never wake up in the morning, so it would be nice to learn what happens in the world in the morning while you're traveling.
Oh, no, you wouldn't
All the
know.
possibilities.
It's a wonderful place. It's a wonderful place. Now, I must say, actually, when last year, I remember specifically, we were in Corsica, and I woke up very early, and then on the beach, and of course it's deserted. A couple of other weirdos like me who get up really early and they go for a jog, they go for a swim, they walk their dog. But there's such a peace and quiet. It's a wonderful time of the day. It's my favorite time of the day.
Amazing. Right. Thank you for sharing this dream with us, Jane, today, and for being here today for the interview. It was really great to learn more about what you do.
Thank you very much. It's been wonderful talking to you.
Thank you.
And not at all scary.
Good. We were hoping.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm looking for the button to stop the recording. And always have the fear, is this live? What am I doing? Okay, stop recording.